Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of the Cubs Line Podcast. I'm Ryan Dunleavy,
Amron Zelinsky.
and today our episode is going to be on season grades, off-season plans, and just kind of an overall recap looking at the 2025 season. We didn't do this right away because we wanted to give it a couple days to kind of process the loss and just kind of process the season. And now that we're more kind of cool heads and I think we're gonna have a pretty good episode here. Ryan, if you wanna get started here with some season grades, but before that, I want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Mark's Card Shop. Thank you for sponsoring today's episode. Make sure to go check them out at markscardshop.com and check them out in Downers Grove, Illinois. And if you guys are interested in being a sponsor of the Cubs Line podcast, just shoot us a DM or an email. Our email is cubslinepodcast@gmail.com, and then our Instagram is just cubslinepod. We're on Twitter, we're on YouTube, so just feel free to comment, shoot us a DM or anything if you were interested in being a sponsor. So we got some big plans for this off season. So Ryan, you want to get started with our season grades, and you could start with our starting pitchers for this season.
So our starting pitchers, all right, let's see here. I'll start with everybody that was like in the rotation at one point. So like I'll include Ben Brown in here. And then I believe that is it of like the guys who are in the rotation but moved back to the bullpen. Do you think Soroka will count in there or no?
I don't really think it's fair to give Soroka a grade, but if you want to, we'll do it in the bullpen.
Okay. All right. So first, Matthew Boyd. I mean, it's got to be an A minus. Came in, as a guy who wasn't thought to be, really the ace at all. Had an amazing season. Only reason why it's not an A plus is because he did kind of have a really slow back half of the year. Did really blow up in Game 1 against Milwaukee, so not quite an A plus, but he had an unbelievable season for the Cubs this year.
Yeah,
And then
Matthew
Ben,
Boyd. Oh, oh,
you got that? No, you got that. We'll go.
oh,
We'll go one
sorry.
for one. We'll go one for one.
Matthew Boyd, I gotta give him an A. I think this was one of his best seasons of his career, if not his best. He was 14-8 on the year with a 3.21 ERA. He also earned his first All-Star nod. Just this guy was unhittable at one point in the season. One of the best southpaws in the league. Just he was brought here to be more of a 4-5 starter, like maybe a 5 ERA. Kind of split your games, maybe win 10, lose 7. Just more of like a Colin Ray guy, but I think Matthew Boyd's got to get an A. He was the ace and he was the backbone of the staff the entire year.
Yeah, 100%. I completely agree with you. I mean, he was unbelievable for. I mean, until like really until like I'm trying to like maybe early August, he was just unhittable. So yeah, he was unbelievable this year. And then for Ben Brown, he was in the rotation start of the year and then fell back to the bullpen, which he did better in the bullpen, but I think I still got to give him a C plus. I mean, he was terrible as a starter. Had maybe one or two really good starts, and then when he went to the bullpen, he was pretty solid. So that's why his grade won't be lower. But yeah, I'm going C plus for Ben Brown.
Ben Brown, I will give him a B minus because I feel we did see some glimpses of some really great stuff, but then we also saw some glimpses of some very bad stuff. Ben Brown finished the season 5-8 with a 5.92 ERA. Some of his outings he got blown up, safe to say, but other outings he looked unhittable. So like just his inconsistency. I think he'll be a solid pitcher if he really finds his consistency. Like I'm just pulling up some of his game logs. Like at the start of the year, one game he goes seven and sorry. One game he goes 6 innings, 5 hits, 0 runs versus the LA Dodgers, one of the best teams in baseball. Then another game he goes 3 and 2/3, 9 hits, 6 runs. Like Ben Brown struggled to find consistency.
He was
But
way too inconsistent this year. Yeah.
yeah, but those are the growing pains you're going to see from a 26-year-old. I think if he can find his consistency, he can have a chance to make the opening day roster next year. Probably not as a starter, more out of the bullpen. But I'm going to give him a B minus because we did see some glimpses of some very good pitching from Ben Brown.
Yeah, I mean, I don't hate that grade. And then the next guy, Cade Horton. I think the start of his season, I mean, it wasn't bad. It was not at all what we saw the last, in the second half, post All-Star break, Cade Horton. I'm gonna go. I want to say A, but like I'm gonna say A minus for him too, just because it took him some time to kind of settle in, and then once he settled in, he was. I mean, maybe. I mean, if not, or one of, if not the best pitcher in the National League. He was unbelievable, unhittable each time he took the mound. I mean, every time he was on the mound, it seemed we were getting 5, 6, 1 run, 5, 6, and 1 run baseball. And unfortunate that he, in his last start of the regular season, just to kind of get him back, like just to keep him on schedule, he got hurt and missed the playoff run. But yeah, he was a dog this year, so I'll go A minus.
I don't know how you can't give Cade Horton an A. He was just such a dog this year. I think he's the hands down rookie of the year. Like, and it was not like some other rookie of the years before where we've seen guys just barely get it and they just got it because there was no other good rookies. Cade Horton was 11-4. This guy, every time he was on the mound, was a win this season. I felt in the second half. Like, I went to the Cubs Reds game. Cade Horton, 5 1/3, 0 hits, baseball. Like, he was so unreal this second half. And I think he's going to be a future ace. And I'm calling it. Cade Horton's going to be an all-star and he's going to finish top 3 in Cy Young votes next year. Cade Horton, in his last 15 games, he was 8-3 with a 2.1 ERA. If you take away some of the bad starts from the start of Cade Horton's year, he probably would have finished with like a 1.5 ERA. He was just so good, and I think the Milwaukee series is completely different if you have Cade Horton getting the ball in 2 out of those 5 games. So I'm giving him an A. One hell of a rookie season, and the future is so bright for Cade Horton.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. I do not disagree with you at all. I mean, I could definitely see him being an all-star, Cy Young. Yeah, I don't hate that at all. So then we go to Shota Imanaga. This one's pretty tough because he was good at some time. I mean, he was Shota until he got hurt. What was that, like mid-May, I think?
Believe so, yeah, I was around
Or
that time.
mid to late May. Once he got hurt and he came back, he was never the same. Like he was, it wasn't like he was bad, but he just wasn't the Shota that we knew last year. He was just giving up a bunch of home runs. We saw that in game 2 against Milwaukee, and I mean he pitched pretty well. In game 2 against San Diego, the game I went to, but I mean the offense didn't give him any help. But yeah, I mean we saw the struggles of the long ball from him against Milwaukee, and I think it's a B minus for him. I mean, I think he was fine, but you expect so much more out of a guy like that.
Rona Imanaga, I will give him a B. He was 9-8 on the year with a 3.73 ERA. We saw another thing, like not as bad as Ben Brown, but we saw glimpses of great baseball and we saw glimpses of some bad baseball. I mean, Shota's got to find a clutch this gene. Like the playoff starts was not good. I have to say it. 2 games and 8.1 ERA. And to finish the year off, he finished in his last 7 games with a 5.4, and his last 30 was a 3.73 ERA. Like, it wasn't the Shota that we saw last year. And a huge problem for Shota Minaga was the home runs. He was consistently giving 2 to 4 home runs a game. I believe he finished second in the MLB in home runs. It bit him in the playoffs. It bit him in the regular season. I have to give him a B. I will give him a B because I know injuries and stuff, but not the greatest year from Shota Imanaga.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, we expected him to be. I think we expected him to be Matthew Boyd this year, and he wasn't. I mean, again, he was pretty solid until he got hurt, and once he got hurt, he was never the same. So now we'll move on to Colin Ray. For him, I give him a B plus. I mean, he was not quite like up to A minus territory, but he was. I mean, he did what he was asked. He wasn't asked to go out there and be the ace. He was asked to 5 innings, 2 runs. I think he finished with in his final 10 regular season starts, I think his ERA was like sub 2.5 or something like that. I mean, he finished the year. He was really solid, and I think that earns him a B plus. And he was really good in Game 5 too.
Colin Ray, I mean, just what a season from him. He started the year off in the bullpen, wasn't a very big name, and then I believe it was a Sunday, and that was the Sunday that Justin Steele went down, and he's getting the nod to go in a tied series versus the Dodgers on Sunday Night Baseball.
That's
Huge
right.
day,
I
and
forgot that was his first start.
he went out there and he delivered, man. Like from a five pitcher in your rotation, 11-7 with a 3.95. That's just amazing. Just a great year from Colin Ray, and I'm super excited to see what he can do next year. And I would assume it'll be out the bullpen. I'm gonna give Colin Ray an A. And you guys might think like you're giving Cade or Boyd an A minus and Cade an A, but they had way better stats. I'm doing it based off what their role was. Matthew Boyd was supposed to be a 4-5. He turned into their one. That's an A minus. Cade Horton, another guy, a 3-4 in the rotation this year. He turned into an ace. Colin Ray didn't even know he was going to be a starting pitcher. There was a chance Colin Ray didn't even make the opening day roster, and he was such a big impact on this team. Kudos to Colin Ray. Great season. A for Colin Ray.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't. I mean, I don't know if he's up to A, but I mean, I don't disagree with you. He had an amazing season. Like I think for him, I mean, I know for me, I didn't expect him to do anything really, and for him to come out there and do what he did this year just exceeds expectations by a mile. So then the final starter, Jameson Tyone, for him, I'm giving him a B because he was okay. Then he got really good. I'll give him actually a B plus because what he did in the playoffs, able to step up like that. Game 3 went out there and shoved against San Diego, got the Cubs in a prime position to move on, and then he started Game 3 against Milwaukee. Again, he shoved, gave the Cubs an opportunity to keep playing and keep their season alive. He was, I mean, I think he had a lot better of a second half than his first half. So I'm giving him a B plus. I liked what I saw from JMO. Really, no complaints this year.
Another guy, JMO went 11-7 with a 3.68. Like, that's not bad at all. Like, some great numbers from Jamison Tyon. In the playoffs, this guy was unreal. I mean, huge performance in game 3 of the NLDS and the wild card series. In his last 7 games, he had a 1.85. Just some great ball from Jamison Tyon. I'm gonna give him a B plus.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, he was. I think he also exceeded our expectations this year, and just in the matter of he started some huge games and delivered when it mattered most. So now we'll move to the bullpen. Do you think Assad did enough for a grade?
I do not think Assad did enough for a
Yeah.
grade. We'll just go an NA for him.
So yeah, so NA for Assad. Brazier, I know he pitched a lot, but he got hurt and didn't really pitch
I would go an
back.
NA for Brazier.
Yeah.
I'll go
Uh,
NAs right now. Nate Pearson, Mike Soroka, Genesis Cabrera, Gavin Hollowell, Jordan Wicks. Should we give Aaron Tavalli an NA?
I'll give him a B minus.
I don't want to think much about it, just a B. Merriweather will go an NA. Taylor Rogers,
NA. He didn't
NA.
pitch at all.
Brazier, NA. Justin Steele, 3-1 with 4.76. That's an NA.
Awesome.
Chris Flexen, NA.
uh damn, that hurts to not have him anymore.
5-1 with a 3.09. I'll give him a B plus.
Give him a
Flexen was great.
B plus. He was fucking so good, and oh my god, so stupid. Can you imagine flexing in the Milwaukee series? Like how much better he would have been, how much more purpose he would have served than like Ben Brown and like all those guys. Like,
Yeah, I think he would have been helpful eating up innings, and I think that Flexen could have helped, and I didn't understand the move at all, to get rid of him.
yeah.
And then
So
Assad will go in NA, Ryan Presley will go in NA. Now we'll go into the grades with Andrew Kittredge. I'll give Kittredge a solid B, 2-1 with a 3.32. Pitched some big innings. He was up and down. I'll give him a B. I think he'll be back next year.
Yeah, with Radius, I won't put too much thought into it. I mean, Kittredge more up than down. B plus. He pitched some big innings.
And then Porter Hodge. I'm gonna have to give him a D plus, 2 and 2,
Yeah.
6.27. Just
He,
never found his consistency. I gotta give Porter a D plus. I hope he can come back stronger next year.
yeah, he tried to find his groove, never really could. So I'm gonna go D plus. I agree with you.
Caleb Thielbar, 3 and 4, 2.64. I'm gonna give Thielbar an A. He was amazing this year. Was really good lefties, nastiest curveball. A 2.34. Just a guy that was not expected to pitch big innings for the Cubs, and he did. I gotta give Caleb Thielbar an A. What about you?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I'm gonna go A minus because he like again, he was not a guy that was thought to be this big inning guy. He came in. I mean, I don't think in the last probably a couple months there was a time where he came in and I was really that worried. I know he was pitching. He pitched well in that Baltimore game where Gunnar hit the homer. Other than that, I mean, I've never really worried when he was on the mound. I mean, my curveball highlight of the year is probably the one game in Washington when they were up like four, but the bases were loaded with Abrams at the plate, and he just threw the most nastiest curveball ever. Abrams like backed away and like threw the bat at it to get a strikeout to end the inning. It was crazy, but yeah, Thielbar gets an A minus.
And then Drew Pomeranz. I'm gonna give him another A. I mean, a guy that
Yeah,
was out of baseball for 3 years and turned into one of the biggest Cubs pieces in their bullpen. 2 and 2, 2.17. He was unhittable in the playoffs. Even though he did give up a run, I believe, when he opened the other night, he was just phenomenal. I gotta give Drew Pomeranz an A, and I think the Cubs deserve to bring him back.
yeah. I mean, a guy again, like you said, he was out of baseball for that long, and he came in. I mean, a lot like it's crazy. Like a lot of these guys, they just not thought to be these superstars. I mean, Pomeranz started the biggest game of the Cubs season, so that should kind of tell you the trust that Craig had in him. So yeah, I'm going A minus.
Danny P, I'm gonna give him an A. Another 3 A's in a row for this bullpen. Even though he was 1 and 6, he had a 2.91 ERA and was one of the most electric closers. He was just a complete stud this year. I gotta give him an A. We saw so much growth from the Palencia that'd come in and he'd either throw 100 and hit three batters and walk a guy, or he'd give up a home run, or he'd strike out the side. We saw so much growth from Daniel Palencia, and he's the future of the back end of this Cubs bullpen. I'm going to give him an A and a great year from Daniel Palencia.
Yeah, I mean the record just does not do him any justice. I think there was, a week maybe that he was bad. Other than that, he was one of the best pitchers in the National League. Danny P first A plus of the grades.
Now I'm going to be giving out my first A plus, and that's going to be going over to Brad Keller. He was 4 and 2 on the year with a 2.07, 68 games pitched, wasn't hurt once. Just a complete dog. He was a non-roster invite. He gained 4 miles per hour over the offseason. We saw him hitting 99 and 98 in the playoffs. Just such a good arm. A plus Brad Keller. Just a really cool story, and he'll be back with the Cubs, I assume, next year, and he'll be getting some good money.
Yeah, I mean he got cut from the worst team in Major League history. He came around again, wasn't really even going to make the roster, and then turns into a closer. He was in the ninth to close out the game, the winner take all game against San Diego. Closed game 3 and 4, I believe. Right? He was in for both. Yeah, I mean this guy stepped up. When Danny P was in that kind of stretch of not being the closer anymore. Yeah, Brad Keller for me gets an A.
And then we did all of our starters, so that is it for the Cubs pitching. So now we will go into the hitters. We'll start at the catcher position. Do you want to go an NA for Miguel Amaya?
Yeah, I think Miguel Amaya will get an NA. Maybe even Mo Baller too, just because he only really played with the.
Go NAs here. Gage Workman, Carlos Santana, Nicky Lopez, Vidal Brujan, John Birdie. I don't think we could give Kevin Alcantara a grade.
No.
Willie Castro. I'll give him a D plus, just not a good
Yeah.
pickup.
C minus.
Owen Casey, NA.
NA.
Mo Baller, NA.
NA just because he was good, but he only played for what, a
I mean,
month?
he did get 57 at bats and hit 298. I think that should be a B plus.
Yeah, that's a B plus. Give him a B plus.
Justin Turner, he hit 219 on the year with 3 home runs. I'll give him a C because I didn't expect much out of him. He was just more of a veteran presence. I'll give Justin Turner a C, not much to it.
I said it to my dad when the signing was first made. I thought he was gonna be like the Eric Hosmer or like the Jonathan VR, where like he gets signed and then they release him, in July or something. So I didn't think he would make it through the season at all. He did just that. I mean, he hit that walk off, at the end of the year. So I mean, I'll go see. He helped a lot of the guys out, in the clubhouse. So yeah, I mean, he's not quite a D. So yeah, I'll give him just a flat C.
So Miguel Mize in NA, and then Nico Horner. He hit 7 home runs on the year, batted 297. I'm giving Nico an A. Just a hell of a year. He was the heart and soul of this team. He never really slumped. He was always good. He's probably gonna win a Gold Glove at second base. Super close to an A plus. If he maybe knocked maybe 5 more out of the ballpark, would be an A plus. But I'm gonna give Nico an A. Hot take: Nico Horner starts at second base next year for the National League in the All Star game.
I'm going A plus. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. I mean, this guy was one of the best, fielders. He again, he didn't hit the ball out, but he was, base hits, base hits, base hits. So Nico getting my second A plus.
And then Reese McGuire, he hit 9 home runs on the year, batted 226. He played 45 games. I'm gonna give Reese McGuire a B. I mean, came in, wasn't expecting much. He was another non-roster invite, played in AAA Iowa for quite a while, and I believe he was up since that Cincinnati series where he hit 2 home runs in the series finale. I'm gonna give Reese McGuire a B. He did his job. He was good defensively. He had some pop. He had some big hits. I'm gonna give Reese McGuire a B. I don't think he'll be back with the team next year, but he did a good service this year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm giving Reese a solid B. I mean, he did his job. That Cincinnati game was crazy, the two homer games. So yeah, I'm giving him a B. Did his job. Didn't have to do too much. Yeah, go B.
Matt Shaw in his rookie campaign, he hit 13 home runs, batted 226. I'm gonna give him a C plus. I think the Cubs made a mistake and they swung and missed on this one. I think he should have spent the year in AAA Iowa. I mean, think if the Cubs had like a Geno Suarez or a Alex Bregman at third base. Like I feel like this would have been a different team. And I don't know about you, Ryan, but I'm kind of sick and tired of having my third baseman hit 7 home runs in a season. Like third base is supposed to be your 3 or 4 hitter. It's supposed to be a big slug position. Like I think the Cubs need to get more offensive production out of that spot. I'm gonna give him a C plus. The defense was there, but I think he'll start the year off in AAA Iowa.
I think I mean, we'll get to the offseason plans later, but yeah, I think he'll be in AAA because a certain player will be at third for the Cubs um, next year, big name in the in free agency. So I'm gonna go C plus because I think if he wasn't such a good fielder, he'd maybe even be in the D plus range, just because he really couldn't hit the ball. I mean, he was. I mean, he had that like 2 week stretch where he was like one of the best hitters in the NL. Like you remember that it seemed like he hit a homer every game. The Sunday night game when he hit that homer to tie it. Yeah, so I think Matt Shaw gets a C plus because I mean he was an unbelievable fielder this year.
Yeah, and then next we have Carson Kelly. Carson Kelly at 17 home runs, batted 249. I'm gonna give him a B plus. He was very solid this year. Didn't expect to be the starter. He came in more expecting to be a backup to Miguel Amaya, but Kelly, I mean, he had a hell of a stretch, hit for the cycle, the only cycle in MLB this year. I'm gonna give him a B plus. Carson Kelly will be I would assume, the opening day catcher next year, and very good year from him.
This is one of those where I'm gonna base it off his role. I'm going A minus. I mean, he came in to be the backup catcher to Miguel Amaya. He turned into, I mean, again, he was the four hitter at one point. He hit for the cycle. He hit, I mean, mostly 5-6, but yeah, I mean, at one point he was the four hitter. He hit bombs. He wasn't like, a liability. He hit that walk. He had that walk off, that big homer against San Diego in Game 1. So yeah, I'm going A minus for Carson Kelly. Hopefully he can keep that up next year, and this wasn't just a fluke season.
This next one's a very controversial one. Kyle Tucker, he hit 22 homers, 266. He was looking like an MVP candidate to start the year. He started in left field for the NL. He had a very great start to the year, but then his numbers, I mean, substantially fell off to end the season. This is like such a tough grade. I'll give him a B. I'm being very generous by giving him a B because he did start the year off. I mean, that home run versus Arizona to win that game, like he was electric at the start of the year, and everyone was like, "Re-sign Kyle Tucker. You gotta re-sign him." And then it was like, "Come on, Kyle Tucker," and then he's hurt, and then he sucks, and everyone's like, "Do not re-sign him." And then the playoffs are like, "Yeah, maybe," and then he stinks up in the playoffs. Like I don't, so inconsistent. I'm gonna give him a B, but who knows if he was truly healthy the entire year because I don't think he was.
Well, you look at his numbers and they aren't great, right? And they're even worse when you know that he started amazing. I think that, I mean, really ever since June 1st, he's been way less than mediocre. I don't want to give him a C plus. Well, I want to, but I'm gonna go B minus. But I he's very close to C plus. He was probably one of the biggest disappointments in the major leagues this year.
Yeah, and next, Ian Happer hit 22 homers on the year, batted 243. I'll give him a B plus. Like offense, it was on and off. He was okay defensively. Like he was the Ian Happ that we all know. Like he didn't surpass my expectations. He didn't go below my expectations. He was the Ian Happ we know. I'll give him a B plus.
I think at the plate he was a little less than what we expected, but his fielding is good. I mean, thing with Tucker is he's not really that good of a fielder, so like it's not like he made any crazy plays in the field this year. Like, Ian Happ is a really good fielder, and I mean he didn't have the greatest year at the plate, but for Happ I'll go B.
Yeah, and then next, Dansby Swanson, 24 homers on the year. He hit 244. Actually, a very good year for Dansby Swanson. I'll give him a B plus. I mean, he basically won that Padres series defensively. Like the bat was on and off, but just if you're that good at defense, like if you're a mediocre bat, you're a star. I'm gonna give Dansby Swanson a B plus.
So for the day ones out there, you guys know we were probably the biggest Dansby Swanson haters for like 2 weeks back when he was in the four hole. I think every night we just ripped this guy apart. Rightfully so. He was pretty dreadful, but is the moment he was taken out of that four spot and put back in the 7, 8, 9. I mean, he was what you need from a 7, 8, 9 hitter, and again, he was amazing in the field. So I'm gonna give Dansby a B plus. I mean, he had a really good year.
Next, Pete Crow Armstrong in his first full season in the big leagues. He hit 31 homers, batted 247 with Gold Glove defense. I'm gonna give PCA an A minus. I mean, just the breakout year from him. Like he was playing like an MVP CA at the start of the year, and then things started to really cool down. He was in a big cold stretch. He was too inconsistent, but just from the production offensively, I never thought we'd get this. 31 homers. I'm gonna give PCA an A minus.
Yeah, I agree with you. A minus. I think if he was playing at the rate that he was originally playing at, like when he was playing like MVP, it would be an A plus. But for right now, A minus. He had a really good year, exceeded my expectations for him, and I mean him in the field, he was unbelievable.
Next is Seiya Suzuki. In 151 games, he batted 245 with 32 home runs. I'm gonna give Seiya an A. Like this was his best season offensively. Like he was one of the best hitters in the league. If I'm gonna be frankly honest, he got rigged out of an All-Star appearance. He was just so good for this team. I'm gonna give Seiya an A.
Yeah, A minus for Seiya. I think he pass like his career high like home run total in like mid June,
Did, yes.
something like that. Yes, I mean by far the best, um, season of his career. So yeah, I'm going A minus. He was finally stayed healthy too.
Yeah, and then lastly, Michael Bush. Bushy hit 261 on the year with 34 homers. Great def. I'm gonna give Michael Bush an A plus. Like, I did not expect this at the plate from him. He was probably their best overall hitter besides Nico Horner and maybe Seiya Suzuki. Like 4 bombs in the postseason, Gold Glove defense. Like, I'm giving Michael Bush an A plus. I gotta do it.
Without a doubt, Michael Bush, A plus. I mean, again, he was a great fielder at first base. I mean, that's a tough position. He played it really well, and I mean, at the plate, it seemed every time he was up, you can rely on him to get a big hit and knock out the park like we saw in the playoffs. Yeah, Michael Bush, my third A plus.
Yeah, so that is your grading. Overall season grade. I'm gonna give them a B plus. Like 92 wins is not terrible at all. It's a very good season. They won a playoff series. They took Milwaukee to 5. Like I'm gonna give them a B plus. I think if you have Justin Steele and Cade Horton, you're still playing baseball right now.
I agree. Like this is the first full season. Like, Craig came in last year, still kind of unfamiliar for him. All the guys are kind of put in place. But then this year, it was really his team for the first time. 92 wins, takes them to the playoffs. They win a playoff series and take Milwaukee the distance, like you said. I mean, for them to go down 2-0 and fight back, force a game five. And, game five was one of those games where it didn't feel close. But, I mean, technically, it was a close game. Um, so yeah, I'm gonna go B plus. I mean, I think I expected a lot less. I expected 87, maybe 88 wins. A road wild card series, and if they were in really any other division, they would have been, in a fight for first. So yeah, I'm going B plus. Oh, Blackhawks scored again, 6-2. Let's go.
Scored
Boys are
it.
buzzing.
Who scored it?
Donato. Boys are buzzing tonight.
There we go. Now we're gonna talk about free agents. We're gonna play a little game of do we keep them or do we let them go? We're gonna start off with some easier ones. I'm gonna start off with Carlos Santana. I'm letting him go.
Walk.
Brad Keller, 100% keep.
Without a doubt, keep. You need him in the bullpen.
Drew Pomeranz, I think he did enough for a keep.
100%. Yeah. You at least have to try.
Caleb Fieldbar, keep.
Keep.
Ryan Brazier, I'm letting him walk.
Yeah, I let him walk. I mean, he was okay, but he didn't do enough.
And then Colin Ray, he's a club option. I'm picking up the option.
Yeah, 100%.
Justin Turner, you have a mutual. I'm letting him walk.
Yeah, I think you got to make a tough decision. I mean, I think he may retire too. So
I think Jonathan Long's better than him too. I think he hit like what 322 in the minors this year with maybe
yeah,
25 bombs. Like he's better than Turner.
yeah,
Mike Soroka, I'm letting him walk.
yeah. I mean, you brought. I mean, I think he was more of a rental. I don't really think there's a need to bring him back.
Aaron Savali, I wouldn't mind signing him if I'm being completely honest.
I wouldn't mind it, but I feel like to keep the possibility of bringing some big guys in or to keep roster spots for guys that you may need that are better, I think you're gonna have to let them walk.
And then next, Andrew Kittredge, you have a club option. I'm picking it up.
I'd pick it up. Yep.
Taylor Rogers, I'm letting him walk.
Yeah. Really no need.
Shota Imanaga, you have a club option. 100% pick it up.
Gotta pick that up. Yep.
Then the big debate, Kyle Tucker. I'm letting him walk and spending that money in different spots.
If he would be seeking a 1 year deal, maybe, but I mean, he's gonna ask for 8+ years, and again, probably 400 mil. So yeah, let him walk. Go hit 250 somewhere else.
And Willie Castro, last but not least, I'm letting him walk.
Yeah, let him walk.
And then now we're gonna talk about who we'd pick up in free agent. I'll start off with this one. So starting at first base, Michael Bush. Second base, Nico. Shortstop, Dansby. Third base, I'm letting Matt Shaw take the year in third in Iowa, and I'm going out and signing Alex Bregman. I think Bregman was a guy that the Cubs really missed out on last offseason. Just a complete stud. You really need a good third baseman. The Cubs been missing on that. I know the Cubs are very interested in Alex Bregman. He's 100% opting out. He hit 18 home runs, batted 273. I think Bregman would fit in perfectly with Craig Counsell's style of baseball and this team. And then left field, Happer, center field, PCA, right field, Suzuki, DH. I'm having Mo Baller and Casey kind of switching off. And then I have the Cubs going out and signing Jose Iglesias. Iglesias will be kind of their utility man, just like Willie Castro. We did see him in the playoffs, just like how he pinch hit for Gavin Sheets. You can always have him DH. This year he had 70 hits, batted 229. Just your kind of average utility man. He can play short, he can play second, he can play third. So I'm going out and I'm signing Jose Iglesias as a utility man. And then on the bench, I'm having either Kevin Alcantara or Owen Casey will make the opening day roster. Mo Baller catching Kelly and Amaya. Whoever doesn't start will be on the bench. And then obviously Jose Iglesias. Starting pitching. Justin Steele, Matty Boyd, Imanaga, and Horton will return. I'm going after Dylan Cease. And if I can't land Dylan Cease, I'm going out and I'm getting Zach Gallen. Dylan Cease, former Cubs prospect, had kind of a down year this year, 8-2 with a 4.55, but we saw what he did in the playoffs as he shut out the Cubs in the playoffs. Just very good pitcher, and I think the Cubs lack velocity in their rotation, and he can really pick up that slack. And then if you can't sign Dylan Cease, I think another good option would be Zach Gallen. Gallen's value will be low after he had a down year with Arizona. He was 13 and 15 with a 4.83. Zach Gallen, I think, would be a pretty good option for the Cubs. He's was a Cy Young candidate. He's been an All-Star, overall, a very solid pitcher, and I think you need to sign another right-handed arm for sure. And then the bullpen, I'm picking up Keller, Thielbar, Pomeranz, Kittredge, obviously keeping Ray. I'm going to move Jameson Ty into the bullpen to start. If Justin Steele can't start the year off, then you're moving J-Mo into the rotation. Obviously Danny P, and then I'm going out and signing Emilio Pagan. He was the closer for the Reds this year. I'm making him your closer. Pagan, another guy who has some nice velocity. He was 2-4 with a 2.88 ERA. Got the All-Star nod. Very solid pitcher. And then I'm also going to sign Gregory Soto. He was also another former All-Star. He's also a lefty with velocity. The Cubs lack velocity from left-handed pitchers. Pomeranz and Thielbar, low 90s. Soto can pick up that slack. Throws good velocity from the left side. Ryan, what's your offseason plans? My signings, obviously, Ray, Kittredge, Pomeranz, Steelbar, Keller, and then I'm going out and signing Jose Iglesias, Alex Bregman, Zach Allen, Dylan Cease, Emilio Pagan, and then Gregory Soto.
Okay, so I agree with you. Emilio Pagan, that was my like number one. Go out and get him. I also agree with you on Gregory Soto. Need him too. Um, I'll now go through my starting lineup and then the free agent hitters. I think we agree both on the bullpen. So for me, Bush at first, Nico at second, Dansby at short, Bregman at third. I think you can try to ink him for maybe maybe 2 years, 78 mil around there. Maybe could get a deal done. I don't think you should try to overcommit.
There's one thing
Um,
I will say that's very risky about 2 years deal. There might not be baseball in 2 years because that is the year that they have to come up with
yeah.
the agreement. And from what I'm hearing is that they're gonna try and force a salary cap. Teams like the A's, teams like the Brewers, some maybe even the Cubs are gonna try and force this to try and make baseball more easy as or more competitive, as baseball right now is the only sport without a salary cap. And then you're going to have your owners like the Dodgers, like the Yankees, like the Mets, who are going to want no salary cap because they like to spend their big money. So we'll see if there even is baseball in 2027.
Yeah, I didn't really think about that. I've been hearing about the lockout for a while, and I keep forgetting about it. So yeah, the 2 year deals, they become risky. I think there's no way that that's a full season. I think the best you're gonna get is maybe 140, 130, something around there. But yeah, so right now I'll say 2 years, but I think you can have a further conversation about it because they know more than we do. So I'll go. So yeah, so Bregman, and then in left I got Ian Happ, center. PCA. Then I've got in right field Seiya Suzuki going either rotating in the field, playing some playing right, maybe a little center to give PCA the day off, some first base, playing a little bit around the diamond. Maybe you can guess former Cub, 2023, opted out of his deal last year. I got Cody Bellinger. I wouldn't mind seeing Bellinger back in the Cubby blue. I think he can be a good replacement for Tucker. I think on days where Bush, can maybe DH, he can sit, have him play first, have him play right. Again, maybe PC has a day off. Cody moves into center, DHs some. He can really play, anywhere. So I think instead of again signing Tucker and paying the big bucks for Schwarber, you go out and get Bellinger, who he's a good ball player. We saw him. I mean, he was okay in 24, but 23 he was really good and earned that big extension. So the outfield stays the same. Again, the DH role will, Bellinger, Mo Baller, Casey in there a little bit too, maybe, and then Carson Kelly, Miguel Amaya, and the rotation. I have them going out and getting. Um, uh, oh, I got them going out and getting Chris Bassett. He's an unrestricted free agent right now. I wouldn't mind seeing him. He's 36, so you're only going to get a couple years out of him, but I still wouldn't mind. I mean, there's a chance that they could be in win now mode next year, just because 2015 was kind of the same thing. They were young, went out, made the playoffs, and then the next year we all know what happened. But I mean, these next 2 years, I know again, 2 years is the lockout year, but these could be win now years. So I would not mind Chris Bassett in the rotation for them. I feel like what do you think a contract for him would look like? Because right now I was thinking around 2 to 3 years.
I'd say probably
But
a
what do you think
1 year
of that?
deal. Probably a 1 year deal would probably be fair for Bassett. I mean, see what he could do, see if he could raise the value, maybe give him a year and a club option. I think that'd be fair.
Yeah. And then I kind of pondered Framber Valdez too. He's also an unrestricted free agent. What would you think about bringing Framber into the rotation?
I'd love that, but the only thing is you'd be very lefty heavy with Steele, Boyd,
Yeah,
Imanaga, and Valdez. It's my only
yeah, I
downside
agree.
to it, but I mean, if he can get outs and he can be consistent, I don't care how many lefties you have. If you have good guys that are getting outs, I mean, fine with it.
Yeah. And then to bring in some more velocity to the bullpen, I thought about them trying to trade for Chapman, trying to get a little more out of him, but I don't think that's
Boston won't
probably
do it. Belts,
yeah,
they just extended him. They're not touching
yeah,
him. He's
yeah,
untouchable.
yeah. So yeah, that's my off-season plan. Probably, the more things come out, as the 2025 season comes to a close, the World Series ends, there'll be more, options and stuff like that. So yeah, for right now, that's my plan.
Alrighty. And then before just our last thing, this is all from Cubs area. Shout out to them. The takeaways from the Jed Hoyer end of the season press conference today. Hoyer was disappointed with how the season ended. Just the offense was exceptional considering the Wrigley Field conditions. Losing the division put them at a disadvantage, and that's why the Brewers ultimately ended up winning the series. They were at their best when Kyle Tucker was at his best. We'll be having conversations with his agent. Hopes to have extension talks with a lot of players in the offseason. This could include Nico Horner, Michael Bush, PCA. Um, I mean, anyone really, maybe Danny P. Shota has been great, but there will be decisions regarding his contract. The CBA expiring 2026 has already affected teams' decision making and contract structuring. Council and his staff did a great job, and they'd like to remain all the members. Ryan Flaherty who is their bench coach, might get hired as a manager. I've heard he's the front runner for a couple of jobs, so we'll see how that all plays out. But hopefully Flaherty remains with the Cubs, and then Cade Horton would have been on that NLCS roster. So just wanted to let you guys know, and that's going to take us home on today's episode. Thank you guys for tuning in to today's episode of the Cubs Line Podcast. We're going to try and deliver weekly episodes as the off season goes on. Signing off, Ryan Dunleavy.
Ryan Zelinsky.
See you guys next episode.